So lots and lots of problems involved in weather like this. Is it warming up? Perhaps moderating a little bit tomorrow?
Yeah, more reasonable cold, I will say.
Reasonable cold.
It'll still be cold. We'll still be well below normal. In fact, we'll be well below normal for pretty much the entire first half of February. So we are socked in with colder temperatures. However, the coldest part of this has really been from Saturday until tomorrow. And then it will have, will be maybe 10 degrees warmer. Okay, minus 24 is the base temperature with the wind chill. Feels more like minus 32. Yes, it's frigid. You need the layers. You need to protect the exposed skin because frostbite is possible within about 30 minutes with this kind of wind chill. Okay, when we look downtown, base temperature of minus 23. Big Four Motors, Calgary's original Jeep store more, at minus 24. Looking at the next 24 hours, somewhat warmer for tomorrow, but tomorrow's still one of those colder ones. In the afternoon, still a wind chill closer to that minus 30 range. Now, after tomorrow, we do somewhat warm up. We'll talk about this somewhat warm up coming up, Ian.
So if we warm up into the minus single digits.
Ooh, that will feel balmy.
It'll seem incredible, won't it?
Yes, like Palm Springs or something. Yeah, we will get a one-day, I guess you could say, reprieve. It will still be below normal, but we'll likely get into the minus single digits for Saturday, and then we get back into the minus double digits for Sunday. So it'll be a short-term kind of warm-up-ish thing. Here's a look at the extreme cold warning in place. This has retreated. So it was in Cochrane and Airdrie yesterday, and now it's retreated up. So Jasper, we're looking at Corona on this. So Edmonton areas, minus 40 wind chill is certainly possible tonight and through tomorrow. But in southern Alberta, we're not dealing with minus 40 wind chill, but we're certainly dealing with significant wind chill. Right now with the wind chill, it feels like minus 33 in Calgary, minus 31 in Claresholm and Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, and minus 32 in Pincher Creek. So definitely frigid. Again, this is that cold to take seriously because frostbite is a possibility. Hypothermia is a possibility if outside for too long. And I do want to show you this. Minus 39 is what it should feel like with the wind chill at times as the wind blows in the morning hours in Calgary. So again, with that kind of wind chill, you can get frostbite in about 10-15 minutes to exposed skin. Okay, but by the afternoon, getting up to a wind chill of minus 28. We are looking at on and off flurries. We could pick up a couple more centimeters of snow tomorrow in Calgary. We are under this trend for quite a while, so this is something that's just going to cycle through and kind of move down. The jet stream is in the darker green here, so that will mainly stay stateside for the first half of February at least, potentially even into that third week of February. Right now, we have some snow pushing into the south. We talked about these stateside systems that are passing through to the south are pushing some snowfall. So more snowfall in this far south, closer to the U.S. border, and that far southeast corner could pick up about 10 centimeters of total over these next couple of days. For us here in Calgary, we're getting the edge of this, so again, we could get about a couple centimeters from now and through tomorrow. So here's the hour by hour to give you that idea. You can see most of that further south, closer to that U.S. border, but again, some pockets will likely make their way into Calgary late tonight and through tomorrow at times. Now, it should be all out of the way by about 5 p.m. tomorrow. And then we're not dealing with snowfall very much anymore. Now, just a look, we could get another 6 centimeters in Medicine Hat, another 4 in Milk River and Lethbridge, another 5 in Pincher Creek, and another couple centimeters here in Calgary. Looking at that longer range forecast, here's the warm up. Now, it's not going to be warm, but it will be warmer than this. So minus 20, still a cool one tomorrow, especially tomorrow morning with wind chills close to minus 40. By Thursday, minus 10 is a high, by minus 13 by Friday, and our warmest day of the next 5, looking at a high of minus 7.
It's estimated the big space rock was about 25 kilometers wide. Wow.
Wow.
Okay, we'll get very good use of our toques and gloves and mittens and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Boots.
Yep. February in southern Alberta. we're going to have these cold snaps. And of course, when we get them this cold, when wind chills are closer to that -40 range, we have to take it seriously because frostbite, hypothermia become a risk in a shorter amount of time. Okay, -24 is the current temperature. Our high was -21. Normal is -1. So we're 20 degrees below normal for today. And tomorrow will be another cold one, especially in the morning. I do want to make sure you know, with the wind chill at times in the morning as that wind blows here and there, you're looking at a wind chill of about -39. And again, frostbite with that is possible in less than 30 minutes. But it improves for Thursday, -10, and by Friday, -13, Ian.
Check in with Danielle now. Really, for anyone heading out, it's that wind chill you really need to be aware of.
Absolutely, Tara. The wind chill is the big key thing here because with the wind chill, for example, for tomorrow morning, it will feel closer to -39. By the time it gets to -40, that's when the warnings are issued for it because that's when you can get frostbite in about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, with a wind chill of -39, you can get frostbite in less than 30 minutes. And of course, hypothermia is a risk if you're out here for too long. So it's certainly the cold to take seriously for tomorrow, for today. It will start to improve later this week. I'll show you that coming up. But really what you need to know is overnight tonight through tomorrow morning, those are more extreme wind chills to be wary of. We're also looking at on and off snow for tomorrow, anywhere from 0 to a couple of centimeters possible. And by tomorrow afternoon with a wind chill, it will feel more like -28, which is a little better than what we've had for the past couple days. I'll be back with that full forecast, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Let's bring Danielle back in now for our 5-day forecast. There's no warnings tonight, but it's still pretty cold out there.
Exactly, and this is what we have to deal with going for the next day or so. While we are not under this extreme cold warning in Calgary, with a wind chill close to -40 tomorrow morning here in Calgary, it's something to take seriously, of course. And of course, wind chill frostbite can happen with less than 30 minutes. So we're not under this warning. This is now retreated. So yesterday it was in Cochrane, it was in Airdrie and up, and now it's basically Rocky Mountain House up to Jasper and through Edmonton area. Fernie still under the extreme cold warning as well, but southern Alberta not under the extreme cold warning. But I mean, check out these wind chills. -34 is what it feels like right now in Calgary, -30 in Pincher Creek, and -31 in Lethbridge, -29 in Medicine Hat. So it's definitely frigid. We're in the coldest part of this cold snap. This is a cold snap that will last for at least the first half of February. And really, when you look at the jet stream in the darker green here, that's going to remain stateside for weeks. And that's going to allow this cold air to just settle in. Now, it looks like on Saturday, we'll get somewhat of a break. And when I say a break, we're still going to be below normal and below freezing, but it won't be this cold. We'll be in the minus single digits, and then it'll quickly cool down again. So that cold air is really here to stay for quite a stretch. This is the coldest of it in these minus 20s for daytime highs. Tomorrow will be another frigid one as well, and then it'll start to improve. Okay, stateside, we've talked about the system stateside. There's been a couple of them, and that's really what's throwing some clouds all the way up and throwing some snow as well. So the closer you are to the U.S. border, the more snowfall you've seen from this so far. We've seen a little bit in Calgary, a couple centimeters. We could see a couple centimeters more, but most of that snowfall, especially in the far southeast corner, in through the Pincher Creek area as well, and south of Lethbridge is what we're looking at in through tomorrow. Calgary, we're looking at on and off flurries that could amount to a couple of centimeters, and then it will be out by 4 p.m. So from now until late Wednesday, we're looking at anywhere from 1 to 3 centimeters possible in Calgary, 5 centimeters for Pincher Creek, another 4 for Milk River, and 5 for Medicine Hat. So again, a bit higher with regards to totals over these next 24 hours if you're closer to the U.S. border. Looking at that longer range forecast, it's another frigid day. Again, wind chill of minus 39 possible early tomorrow morning in Calgary. So minus 20 is a high tomorrow, a couple centimeters of snow, and then the sun starts to come out on Thursday. We'll get to about minus 10, minus 13 for Friday. And then the warmest of this next 5, looking at minus 7 for Saturday, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Highly competitive action going on there. That's awesome.
And I like the pom-poms they had there.
Of course. You're going to cheer on your team.
Yeah.
Well, hide and seek is a fun game to play with kids, and here's maybe one of the cutest versions we've seen yet. Just watch. A little possum, Joey, slowly peeks out from his mama's fur, taking a look at the world around him. This would be a good way to spend a very cold day as well. If you could just curl up with your mom.
Yeah, a little possum blanket.
Yep. Very cute. In-person classes have been canceled at UBC in Vancouver this week because they're getting really bad weather too. But of course, students still flocked to campus on Monday to enjoy the snow. Dozens and dozens of people came out for a campus-wide snowball fight. It lasted nearly an hour. The student organization behind the event says there were only 2 rules. You have to have fun and you have to be respectful. The goal was to help students blow off some steam during this stressful, cold, dark winter term.
You know, we did that at Western University, and it was so much fun.
Hundreds of people show up.
Oh, it's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, a trip to the playground is another good way to blow off some steam, and this one's good for the whole family. Check that out. Look how much fun the dads are having. So the kids are playing on the slides. They've got their own game going. That's a cool concept. Except guess what? It's not real.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. I thought I've never seen anything like this. They posted footage from the playground, and they show that that playground equipment is actually computer generated. It doesn't exist, but it intrigued enough people that 1 million people, but 1.2 million have watched the video because they thought it was so cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, clever.
Yeah, here you think they have so much talent.
I know, like, you guys are so coordinated. How did you not get hit in the head with that thing?
Right? Because they have editing talent, I guess.
Yeah.
So there you go. And yeah, she cold out there. We have wind chills in the -30s. Frostbite is possible in less than 30 minutes to exposed skin. And tomorrow morning will be closer to, at times, -39 with that wind chill. So we're not done with the extreme cold yet, but things are going to, well, warm up. It'll be better than this later this week, I'll tell you that. -25 is the current temperature. Today's high -21. Of course, those are just base temperatures. It did feel a lot colder than that, and into the -30s with the wind chill. A normal daytime high for this time of year is -1, so we're about 20 degrees below normal. Okay, -34 is what it feels like right now with the wind chill. -30 in Claresholm, -31 in through Lethbridge, and -29 for Medicine Hat. So yes, it's frigid out there, but we do not have the extreme cold warnings in place for southern Alberta because typically the factor for that is -40 wind chill or colder. Fernie is into that still, and really Rocky Mountain House in through Nordegg, up through Jasper, and then areas north of Edmonton are under that extreme cold warning at this point. Okay. We've had stateside system after stateside system. It's pushed in the clouds, it's pushed in the snow. Closer to the border, that's where we're seeing more amounts of snow, but again, it's still not extremely significant for most communities. -10 tomorrow for Fernie, -21 as a high for Red Deer, and further to the south, again, we're looking at some light snow. Calgary, Coronation, Drumheller, High River, and a little more consistent in through Lethbridge and Medicine Hat and Milk River areas for tomorrow. So we are looking at this. Another 4 centimeters possible for Okotoks, another couple centimeters possible here in Calgary tomorrow, 4 for Milk River, and another 5 for Medicine Hat, just to give you an idea. And then it's out of the way for tomorrow. Temperatures, the coldest temperature over the next 10 will be tomorrow. Then we get to -10 on Thursday, which will be one of the warmest days of the next 10, because after that we will mainly be in the -teens, except for Saturday. Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. All right, let's bring Danielle in one more time and take a final look at that 5-day forecast.
Okay, so this is, you can tell by this forecast if you're a glass half full, glass half empty type of person. So do you see the, yay, -7 on Saturday? Or do you see all the other colder days?
I skip right ahead to Saturday.
Okay,
I
there
only
you go.
see Saturday.
Tara's an optimist, everybody. So yes, still cold tomorrow, but it's improving. It's still below normal and cold for Thursday and Friday, but certainly a huge improvement in comparison to what we had on the weekend, what we've had today, and what we have tomorrow. Tomorrow in the morning, wind chill of almost 39. So keep that in mind because that's frostbite in less than 30 minutes, and hypothermia, if you're out there for too long, is a risk as well. A couple centimeters of snow in Calgary possible. Okay, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Nancy sent this in. Special shout out to our furnace repairman and all of the people that have had to work out in this kind of weather.
He sure saved the day. Thanks for your company tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.